I have to get to the weirdest clip. I know it was going around yesterday and the day before. I can't let it go, though. It's from the Drew Barrymore show. Drew Barrymore has a talk show now. And the most notable thing about her talk show is they've got this really big set and this really big couch, and she sits really close to her guests. At one point, she was interviewing Dylan Mulvaney. She was down on her knees, like supplicating gobbling up every word that Dylan Mulvaney, every pearl of wisdom that came from Dylan Mulvaney's mouth. Well, she did the same thing with Kamala Harris, and she coined a new term and articulated a novel desire for the vice president. I'll let her put it in her own words.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. Yeah. But in our country, we need you to be Momala of the country.
I do not need her to be my Momala. I don't want to speak for you. Maybe some of you out there, I don't want Kamala Harris to be my mom or my Momala. The craziest thing about Drew Barrymore's declaration here is not just the funny wording and not just Kamala with her really super serious face saying, yes, I will be your Momala. Yes. The craziest thing is Kamala Harris is not a mom. She's not a mom, and she doesn't appear to have ever wanted to be a mom. It's not just that she's not a mom because, she tried for years and years to get pregnant, and some couples are infertile, and that's very painful, and, and maybe she could go out and adopt it. Kamala Harris didn't get married until she was 50. Kamala Harris has never at any point in her life suggested that she has desired to be a mother. She's not particularly maternal. I'm not even criticizing her for it. She's a career woman. She rose to a very high position in politics. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a lawyer and then a politician and then a senator and then now vice president of the United States. And she obviously wants to be president. Okay, some women don't want kids. It's a small number of women, but some women don't. She didn't even really seem to want to get married. She prioritized her career. So she got married after her childbearing years at age 50. But that's not the kind of person we want to be Momala. That's not the kind of person we want to be our mother. You see this trend in Europe where the vast majority of national leaders don't have kids. Some aren't married. Many just don't have kids. They're married, but they just don't want kids. And that is a problem, actually. And it's not just a problem of infertility, which is another problem we should try to address medically and politically and environmentally, but it's usually by choice. These people just don't want to have children. Increasingly, people just are choosing not to have children. And it's really bad when it's the leaders of our country who are behaving in this way, because they are expressing through their actions that they don't care about the future of the country. They don't really have skin in the game to make sure that they are leaving for posterity a better country than they found. That's really bad. And a consequence of that is the main inheritance that we appear to be leaving politically to the next generation is a mountain of debt. Patrick Deneen made this book quite beautifully in Why Liberalism Failed. There's obviously something sick in a culture that leaves as its chief inheritance to future generations debt rather than something bigger, something that they've built that they actually leave them because they have an interest in the future. Drew Barrymore is perfectly wrong here. Kamala Harris, first of all, I don't want the vice president to be mommy generally. Don't even really want the president or vice president to be daddy. I guess there is a paternal aspect to the presidency. We refer to George Washington as the father of our country. And so but I don't really want like a maternal aspect to, no Momala. Especially when the politicians we're talking about have no maternal instincts. Right now, head on over to goodranchers.com, promo code Knowles, Knowles, my favorite meat company, period, point blank, end of discussion. Good Ranchers is bringing back their price lock guarantee, which is insane. I don't know how it works. Already the prices from Good Ranchers are extremely low for meat that is much better than any of the other meat you're going to get. And now they're going to lock it in even while we have terrible inflation. It is the exclusive price lock on 100% American meat. This is your last chance to subscribe and have Good Ranchers secure your price, shielding you from inflation until 2026. I implore you, for your own good, sign up for this right now. It is completely insane. I don't financially understand how this works. You will not regret it. Sign up and you will thank me, and you will thank me more and more each day for the next 2 years. Go to goodranchers.com, use promo code Knowles. You will get their exclusive price shield and an additional 10% off your order. It's the last week to secure the best price on meat until 2026. Goodranchers.com, use code Knowles. Goodranchers.com, promo code Knowles today. Now, that's not even the weirdest thing that came out of the Drew Barrymore. Well, maybe it is. The second weirdest thing that came out of the Drew Barrymore show, though, and it was a pretty good question to ask Kamala. One of the hardest hitting questions I've seen the vice president asked was why her laugh is so weird.
My staff, for example, sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like, apparently, some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I love your laugh.
Well, let me just tell you something. I have my mother's laugh. Oh. And I grew up around a bunch of women in particular who laughed from the belly. Yeah. They laughed. They would sit around the kitchen and drinking their coffee, telling big stories with big laughs. I'm never going to be, that's just, I'm not that person. And I think it's really important for us to remind each other and our younger ones, don't be confined to other people's perception about what this looks like and how you should act in order to be, right? It's really important.
Put a pause. I'm going to get the words a little off, but let me see if I can. It's very important to remind each other and our young ones to not be constrained by other people's perceptions of what it is to act and to be. Can anybody tell me what that means? It reminds me of a great quote from Oscar Gamble, former New York Yankee, who said, some people don't think it be like it is, but it do, which actually has a much clearer semantic value. One can much more easily discern the meaning of Oscar Gamble's great wisdom, or even a Yogi Berra-ism. It's deja vu all over again. I don't know. A lot of confusing wisdom comes out of the New York Yankees, but it's much clearer than whatever Kamala Harris is saying, and that's why I laugh, because it's important that the future to know that we won't be constrained by what it is, but what we could be and what we were, and how to act and to be. Doobie doobie doo. Can we finish it up? What is the rest of her monologue?
Important. It's important.
It's important.
I love your laugh, and I love that message.
It's important. Kamala Harris laughs loudly and for a long period of time because she has nothing to say. I have never heard Kamala Harris express a thought. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I can't think of a thought. The only one that comes to mind is during the 2020 debates, she insinuated that Joe Biden's a racist. I guess that is a thought. She didn't even quite hit the point. She just really implied it and insinuated it. But that at least was a hit. That was her. Other than that, can you think of a thought, an idea that woman has ever expressed? It's just words mashed up next to each other that give the illusion of a sentence, that then give the illusion of a paragraph, that then give the illusion of an argument. But it's not. And so she has to punctuate this blather, this absolute piffle that she produces from her vocal cords with laughter to fill the space where thoughts should be. That was a good clip. Yes, it was. That's why you should ring that bell and subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.